Welcome to Building Beast Brands, the Authentic Rob G podcast. I am Rob G. Today is Thursday, April 25th, 2019. I got just about 50 degrees at 7:41. It's going to be a great day. There's only a couple clouds in the sky, and spring is finally here, edging into summer as we head into some 70-degree days, which is pretty awesome. So this morning on the podcast, I want to talk about the power of branding. And of course, I'm always talking about the power of branding. I mean, I'm a brand strategist. That's what I do. I'm a branding guy. So I believe branding is powerful. And it's not just a belief system. It's one that has been proven time and time again. And today we're going to talk about a great example of that power, of that value, of what a brand can do, how it can raise or lower the image of a business. Okay, not just always a positive, but a negative. And how it could mean tons of dough for any business. But before I do, I want to tell you where to find me across the web. You want to find me over on Twitter and Instagram at Authentic Rob G. Over on YouTube, my channel Savvy, S-A-V-V-Y with Rob G, where I talk about branding and business ownership, productivity. Lots of great content coming up there all the time. Today on the podcast, let's talk about something that's happened recently in the news. When I speak about the news, the thing that's dominated recent headlines is the amazing comeback of Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods won his 15th Masters this past week, defying people's expectations, quieting doubters, and proving to a company like Nike that they made a good investment in this guy. Tiger Woods, probably the greatest golfer of all time, definitely up there with some of the greats like Jack Nicklaus. But Tiger Woods hasn't really been Tiger Woods for a long time. Yeah, he's won his 15th Masters, but he hasn't won anything in 11 years. It's been kind of a no-show sometimes. It's been kind of a show up sometimes, breaking in the top 10, but everybody expects more of Tiger. Tiger doesn't win. People don't care much about Tiger, it seems. But Tiger Woods is definitely a phenomenon in the golf world. And if you don't know his story, the guy's been playing golf since he's a toddler. You see these videos of him as a 3-year-old driving balls and sinking putts through the mentorship of his dad. His dad was creating Tiger Woods to be who he is today. Spoke of the success that Tiger would have, the money that Tiger would make, long before Tiger got signed with Nike, before he became the golf icon that he is today. But Tiger didn't just become an amazing golfer, a world-class golfer. Tiger became a brand. Now, when he was coming up, I think it was just before he turned pro. This was back in 1996. He signs on with Nike, Nike being his sponsor. Nike sees this guy, believes he's going to be an up-and-comer. I would like to think they believed that they knew what they were investing in, that how great he would become. But nobody could know for sure. Nobody has a crystal ball, so it's somewhat of a gamble. And I think his first contract was worth, I think it was a 5-year contract for, was it $20 million? I think that's what it was. It was something really low, it's a very low number. As Tiger's dad would call it, would be chump change. $20 million. But in the athletics world, $20 million is It's a starting point. It's crazy to say, but $20 million isn't raising any eyebrows in terms of sponsorship dough. That was just a beginner, and to see where Tiger would go with his game and his fame and his power in the world of golf. And of course, he went on. He went on to be who he became, to win his Masters, to get those green jackets, to become probably the face of Nike. You know, and Nike was no stranger to awesome sponsorships. Back in the day with Michael Jordan. And Nike themselves, as a brand, is a world-class brand. I've spoken about them before. Nike's huge. Read their story, though. They didn't have magic. I don't mean Magic Johnson. I mean, they didn't have magic in the beginning. They were doing everything right. It was started by Phil Knight, some dude selling sneakers, driving around his car selling sneakers, trying to sell sneakers to runners back in the 60s. But Nike has become one of the world's most respected brands, one of the world's most valuable brands, and one of the greatest sponsorships of athletes ever. Nobody seems to come close for whatever reason. Now, I mean, there's lots of great athletic apparel companies out there, but none of them seems to have the respect and admiration, the pride of ownership that Nike has with its athletes, with its consumers, people who are non-athletes, or they're just regular Joe and Josephines who are just wearing a great pair of shoes. So Nike built itself into an awesome brand, a very valuable brand, but then they associate themselves with valuable brands. As I said earlier, Tiger Woods would become his own brand, and within the Nike world, they would help him boost that brand. It was highly unlikely. I don't think it was ever really. I'm sure it's part of the contract, but you watch Tiger play golf, he was always wearing that swoosh. Always wearing the cap, always wearing the shirt, always wearing the swoosh. And that swoosh, every time the camera was on Tiger, was another exposure that Nike would get that would equal greatness, that would equal championship, that would equal professional, that would equal respect, admiration, pride. Not just in the world of golf, but people who don't even really follow golf would want to associate themselves by wearing their favorite Nike apparel. So when you look at Tiger Woods' journey, I want to talk, and I lay all this groundwork because it's very important. It's very important that you understand that the value of a brand is so powerful that even through downtimes, even through negative situations, the power of a brand can blaze through and provide huge value to the company that's sponsoring, that something bad happens, it doesn't even matter. So fast forward in Tiger's world a little bit. I don't know the exact year, but most everybody remembers Tiger Woods' fall from grace. Here was a guy that could do no wrong, is an amazing athlete, the top of his game, marries a model, is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, is liked by people because he seems very squeaky clean, and people like that in a role model, of course. He's a very likable guy. Until the one day, the incident, the situation was discovered of Tiger's infidelity. His affair that he has while married to What's amazing is, what was her name? I forget her name. She's beautiful. Is her name Nicole? Beautiful. Why would Tiger have an affair? His wife is gorgeous. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He's the number one man in golf. Earns the respect of some of the greatest golfers still living. So why? Who knows? We're not here to question why, but we're here to say, at that time, when that happened, and this was saturating the headlines of Tiger's indiscretions, that his sponsorships, because Nike wasn't the only sponsor that Tiger had. He had, I think, AT&T as a sponsor. He had Cadillac? It was Cadillac as a sponsor. A company called Accenture. And they dropped him almost immediately. Some of them immediately, others followed behind. Because what major brand wants to be associated with an adulterer, wants to be associated with somebody who's got his hands dirty, wants to be associated with somebody who is being seen in a negative light now, where, oh my gosh, look what he's done. He's not the man we thought he was. What a disgrace. He's fallen. He's a fallen hero, in a manner of speaking. We don't want to be associated with this guy. This is the end of days for Tiger Woods, so they drop him. Except one. Nike, to many people's surprise, decide to keep him. Decide to keep the sponsorship. I guess see where it goes. Now, I don't know if Nike, and we'll say it as a company, but it's the people that drive Nike. It's Phil Knight and his crew. Are they just saying, hey, he's a guy. This is a human being who we understand make mistakes, and we believe in people, and we believe in Tiger, and we're going to keep that sponsorship in place, and we're going to stick by Tiger's side, support him. I don't know that. I don't know. Nike's a business like any other business. It's around to make money. Nike does seem to have some causes and some values for sure. And they will take a somewhat unpopular stance. Obviously, that's proven in the example right there, but even times after that, aligning with Colin Kaepernick, more recent Nike fame situations. But Nike decides to stick by Tiger, and Tiger just seems to go on the decline. He's trying to shake off the impact that his affair had on his own personal brand, that it's had on his personal life. It seems to affect his game, for sure. But Tiger perseveres, and Tiger doesn't exactly reinvent himself, but he does, as a golfer, start to kind of reinvent himself. He changes his approach to golf, gets a new coach, and what's amazing is, what athlete does that? They become the best in the world. And what he does is he changes his swing. Now, this gets off topic a little bit, but it's important to note that the man is a winner, without a doubt. And maybe this is what Nike sees. Maybe they go, hey, look, everybody makes mistakes and we're not happy about this. And yeah, we lost money. We took a big hit because of Tiger's actions. But if the guy's a winner, he'll find a way to win. And our investment may pay off in the long run because this guy's still young. He's still hungry. He's still got plenty of championships left in him. Not having a crystal ball, I'm sure they looked at this and looked at Tiger and spoke with Tiger and reasoned that he was a worthwhile risk. Definitely worth the investment. So he changes his swing, changes his coach. Of course, anytime that happens, it's like rebranding. Your brand takes a hit, not necessarily negative, but you isolate some people. We experienced that in our company. At UnleashMyBeastBrand.com, when we became the Beast brand, morphing into the Beast brand from what we were, which was just, we had I want to say a good brand, but it wasn't as effective, so I can't say it was a good brand. It was well-designed brand, but not necessarily memorable. Didn't stand out. So we did that, but, the phone stops ringing because you isolate people. People don't understand. That's okay. It's a long game. And so with Nike and Tiger, well, Tiger Woods takes a new approach to golf. He doesn't seem to be able to do it, though. Can't seem to pull off another major win. And then, back in, I forget what it was, 2012? Somewhere around there, around that time frame, cops find Tiger in his SUV behind the wheel, slumped over in a drunken stupor. DUI. I don't think he was actually driving, but they found him behind the wheel, practically passed out, wasted. The great Tiger Woods. Hit number 2. And Tiger's down again. And, this kind of stuff, you could say, what has that got to do with golf? I mean, aside from the fact that it's obviously impacted his game because his personal life is a mess and it always carries over. And that's why sometimes they say getting to the top is a lot easier than staying at the top. But the DUI doesn't go over very well, and Tiger is still struggling. Personally, professionally, can't seem to pull off a win. But Nike sticks by him. Tiger Woods' brand is still relatively strong. Among the die-hard athletes, it doesn't really matter. He's still one of the greatest people to play the game. And you can't take those trophies away from him. You can't take the jackets away. But let's fast forward a little bit now to today, to last week, when Tiger Woods, I don't want to say stuns, maybe he stuns part of the world. Maybe he is just pulling off what many people knew he would eventually do anyway, and maybe they saw it coming. If you're a follower of golf or a follower of Tiger Woods, maybe you could see it coming that he really had a shot this time. Maybe his game was where it needed to be and his personal life got cleaned up, and maybe this was his year. Well, it was. Tiger wins his 15th Masters. Another green jacket, and it is 23 years since Nike signed Tiger. That alliance, that powerhouse of a brand partnership. 23 years, and as soon as Tiger Woods wins that championship, Nike releases an ad that they've had in the works for years, which is very emotional. And that weekend, Nike's website, before Sunday is over, they sell out of all their Tiger Woods associated apparel. That Apex Marketing values the brand exposure at $22.5 million, which essentially means that every time that Tiger sported that swoosh on camera, by the time it was all said and done, it was worth $22.5 million to Nike. Just during showtime. That's not talking about the replays. That's not talking about the after spike and how long this ride will go. They say over the next 3 months, it's going to have a much bigger impact positively for Nike in terms of revenue. And that Tiger has come a long way since his first contract of 5 years and $20 million. And later on, he would have a contract for 5 years and $100 million, I think. It was $100 million. I think the time frame was 5 years. Maybe it was a little bit longer. And now, although it's undisclosed, they're talking about that contract being worth, ready? $200 million. Let that sink in. 23 years, an affair, a DUI, a change in his approach to the game, a new coach. He's back on top with one of the greatest contracts ever to be signed in the history of athletics. So what is the power of a brand? A brand that can sustain hits like it took, to come back and to be able to be as valuable as it is unbelievable. Now, I know that you're not Nike and you're not Tiger Woods and that you don't have a global brand. That's not the point. The point is, a brand is a powerful thing, and in your marketing arsenal is indispensable. And to not have one, it's almost like you're not even in the game of business. So, what do you do? What you do is you got to get yourself a brand. You've got to do what it takes to build a brand. You've got to, hey, maybe you can't hire some top-class athlete or professional or some face to be the face of your brand, but guess what? We've got you, you've got you, and you can be the face of your brand. If you were the founder of your company, you found it on a probably a passion and a desire to raise your business above all others, to separate yourself from the competition, to do something that nobody else was doing, and to be able to take a business and an industry, fix the things that you hate, stand for something big, and propel that brand past all others. No doubt you had some of those feelings when you started your business, and guess what? You can be the face of your business and do those exact things, and you can build your personal brand alongside your business brand. One hand washes the other. They will feed off one another, and even if you decide to change businesses or add to your business, you can take your personal brand and leverage the value that's offered and take it to a whole nother level and add credibility to other businesses. This is being done all the time, and this is the time to do it. Never before have we lived in a time in the history of the world when you've been able to do that. When you've been able to leverage social media with next to no financial investment in terms of advertising dollars. You can leverage social media, leverage the power of your writing skills, of your speaking skills, take video, throw images and words up on a screen, and create value and become a celebrity in your space of sorts and be able to promote your brand and build a business. But build that brand so that that business can thrive and survive even in tough times, because that's the power of a brand. Let me know what you got to say about this. I want to hear what you've got to say. Hit me up across the web on Twitter and Instagram at AuthenticRobG. Over on YouTube, my channel, Savvy. I want you to check out those videos. Spike those comments below. Hit that subscribe button. I've got great new content coming up all the time. And just take a minute here and hit that subscribe button for the podcast, because you don't want to miss the great new content we got coming up. Future episodes and ways you can build your beast brand. You need some help? We can help you too. Head on over to unleashmybeastbrand.com. It's our company. Go check it out. You want to see what a brand looks like. You want to see how you can stick out and separate yourself from the competition. Look what we've done over there, and read up and check it out. And if you think you need some assistance, we can help you. But if you're going to DIY it, Check out all our areas of social media, all the social platforms. We're offering free advice and value all across the web so you can DIY that brand yourself and you can really beast it. That's it for today. This has been Building Beast Brands, the Authentic Rob G podcast. Thank you for listening and have a great day.